Hi everyone, I'm Honest, and this is the Pocket Option platform. And we've already made a lot of videos about strategies, indicators, and how to combine them with each other. And it is precisely in the latter that a large number of traders encounter problems. Because all strategies are dynamic, they need to be constantly modernized, and often certain difficulties arise with this. Especially with indicators, because no indicator works using only one. You always need to add something to it, to diversify the strategy in some way. And today I want to show you that very indicator that can be used on its own. This is the Ichimoku indicator. If we translate from Japanese, it means one glance. So one glance at the market, and today we will be using it. I traded for an entire month using only this indicator, and I achieved a 78% success rate. I earned over $7,000. And now I'll show you how you can repeat this. In fact, I was once again convinced that strength lies in simplicity. And when you are not distracted by any other parameters, when you have just one indicator. Very simple, very convenient, and as it turns out, also very profitable. Let's move to the platform. We've switched to the platform, so let's turn on our Ichimoku indicator. It's located in the indicators section. And let me show you the settings that you can use to trade and open medium-term trades. Let's go to settings. Here we see the values. We set the Tenkan Sen to 9 and the Kijun Sen to 26, and we set the Senkou Span B to 52. You can also change the color of our signal lines for convenience. But I recommend keeping the default settings. You can change the Tenkan Sen to blue. If you use any chart analysis aggregators like TradingView, they usually show up as a blue and a red line. So, we've displayed our indicator on the chart, and we see a lot of lines. At first, they might even scare us a little, but soon I'll explain how to spot signals here, and you'll realize that it's all quite simple. Let's dive a little deeper into the theory, so you understand how these lines are formed. The Tenkan Sen is our blue line. On the chart, it is calculated as the average of the maximum and minimum over a certain period. We set it to 9 in the settings. The Kijun Sen is our red line. It is calculated as the average of the maximum and minimum over a longer period. We set the period to 26 in the settings. Then, there's the Senkou Span A. This is our green line, which forms this area. Right now, it's shaded in green. This is also called the cloud in this indicator. It is calculated as the average of the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen, which means our average blue and red lines shifted forward by 26 periods. Our orange line, this will already be a scene. Senkou Span B is calculated as the average of the maximum and minimum over 52 periods, shifted forward by 26. Yes, it sounds a bit complicated, but in reality, spotting the signal here is quite simple. And the last thing we see on the chart is the blue line called the Chikou Span. It represents the closing price, shifted back by 26 periods. So, this allows us to see how the current price relates to past prices. The blue line is very easy. Basically, it's easy to understand here. We've covered the conditions of Ichimoku in theory, now let's talk about the signals. In this indicator, there are 5 rules that need to be on the chart. In order to make a decision about entering a trade, right now we are on the Facebook stock chart, and let's go through it step by step. So, the first rule is the price relative to the cloud. If the price is above the cloud, that's a signal for an uptrend. If the price is below our cloud, which is the combination of the green and orange lines, then that's a sell signal. Right now, we see that the price is above, so we will consider a buy signal. So, the first point is clear. The second point is the color of the cloud. If the cloud is green, it means we are waiting for an uptrend. If the cloud is red, it means we are waiting for a downtrend. It depends on which line, green or orange, is higher. Here, in this example, the cloud is green, which means this is again our second plus. The second out of 5 in favor of buying. The red and blue lines, they both should be above the cloud. If we also consider a buy signal on a sell signal, they should be below the cloud. Again, on this chart they are higher, so this is the third of the 5 pluses in favor of choosing to enter into trades on the buy side. The fourth, the intersection of the blue and red lines. The blue line should cross the red line from the bottom up. In that case, we can make a decision to enter a buy trade. That is, here again, there is an analogy with the indicator of average lines, according to Magdi. We see this again. Not long ago this happened, so that's our 4th out of 5 points in favor of buying. And the last point, our blue line needs to be above. I want to warn you right away that there are actually not many trading situations like this. You will really have to wait and search for them. But in return, the indicator pays you a high percentage of successful and profitable trades. So basically, it's worth it. So I was clicking through different assets. I've already managed to switch to cryptocurrency. I see that the Cardano coin has a closed OTC market. That's exactly what we need. Again, the cloud is green, it's below our chart, the blue line is above the chart. Both of our signal lines are above the cloud, and the blue line crossed the red line from below about 7 to 8 candles ago. So, we can still make it. Just in time, on this small pullback, we can catch our wave of growth. Let's also go for 3 minutes, since the time frame for one candle is currently 1 minute. We also have a great entry point for $1,000. Let's go for a buy. And now our second trade on the cryptocurrency asset has closed successfully, and we've made another $920. As you can see, this indicator works well on the stock market as well as on cryptocurrencies and currency pairs. There is absolutely no difference, considering that I didn't even enter at the moment when the blue line crossed the red one. That is, I did it much later. I just caught a good entry point when we saw a small correction. But right now, I want to explain to you why you can do the same thing too. Although I don't recommend just watching the video, I want to quickly find some interesting moments and quickly record them. Because, as I have already shown you, deals need to be searched for quite a long time. This is such a monotonous indicator. There are indicators where you open a bunch of deals and still out of 10 you have 67 in the plus. Then this one still works a little differently. You need to look for deals for a long time, but most of them will still be profitable. So, going back to why I entered during a slight correction, it's because this strategy works great with money management and the martingale strategy. So, if this trade had closed in the negative, I would just open another trade. But already at 2200, 2500, covering the previous ones, provided that the same signals from our indicator and the Ichimoku remain on this same chart. So, basically, with this indicator, I reached a maximum of 4 cover trades. So, I multiplied my entry amount 4 times while trading with it for a month. My balance and deposit were enough for this. So, you should also calculate your total amount so that you can average your entry into a trade about 4 to 5 times, and then basically you won't have any problems. Then you'll be trading for a long time, trading profitably, and basically gradually increase your trading capital. Can you trade using the classic basic strategy with 2% of your deposit based on this indicator? But honestly, 2% is a bit too little because you won't be able to find that many trades in a day to make a profit that would satisfy you. And now I want to show you the opposite situation. Look, the cloud is orange and it's above our chart. Our blue line is below the cloud, and our blue line crossed the red one from top to bottom. All 5 rules for opening a trade, but now for selling. Let's go ahead and do that. We're on a 1-minute chart, so basically 3 minutes will be enough. In order for the indicator's signal to work on its own, we entered a sell position basically on a good strong candle, and we managed to get in. The crossing of the blue line and the red line happened a little while ago, and as we can see, after the crossing, if we had entered right away, the chart would have continued along the same slope, basically down. But I think, despite the time that has passed, it's already enough, and we will still be able to open the trade successfully. If we were to close theoretically at a loss, I could cover it, and then enter with $2,200 and try again. So we can see that we made $920. Great, basically the indicator performed well. You can do it and follow my lead to earn exactly the same profit. If you're not trading with me on the Pocket platform yet, I want to tell you that you can click the link right now. In the description, register, enter the promo code, and get a 50% bonus on your first deposit. This will be a great start for your trading career. So, let's quickly go through it in a live format, and I'll show you how to analyze assets to see if there's a good entry point according to our indicator or not. Let's literally go through the currencies one by one. We see that the price is inside the cloud, which means this is not suitable for us. This contradicts our first point. Then we see that the chart is above the cloud, but it's orange, not green. Accordingly, we should consider buy signals. We can't do that here either. Let's move on. We see that the price is back inside the cloud. This is not suitable for us again. This is already more interesting. The price is above the cloud. The cloud is green. Our 2 signal lines are also above the cloud. And the blue line is also above clouds. That is, there are 4 out of 5 points here, except that the blue line must cross the red line from bottom to top. That is, if this point corresponded to our last 5 rules, then we would enter the trade. Unfortunately, not here. We just need a little more, so let's keep going and clicking, looking for more interesting entry points. The cloud is above the chart, and the cloud is orange. Our blue line is also below the cloud. And here again, everything corresponds to a sell signal. Besides the fact that the blue line crossed the red line quite a while ago, we can see that a lot of candles have passed. We were a bit late. If we had entered the trade at that moment, as we can see, the price went down, we would have made a profit on it. I think it's a pretty good amount. So let's summarize everything we've basically learned in this video. Today we looked at the Ichimoku indicator, which works great. Gives a large number of profitable trades and which you can use, and in principle, you can only build your entire trading strategy on it. You don't need to modify it in any way. Look for some new indicators, try to combine it with something else, because this is basically one big. A scaling tool, we talked about how the signal lines are formed on it and went over 5 points. That should be considered when making a decision during a trade, either to buy or to sell. We understood that it works well on any type of assets. What you have to do is choose your money management strategy, either by overlapping with martingale, as I did. I either use some basic strategy or modify it and use something of my own. But basically, I guarantee you that if you trade using it for a month and do everything correctly, and you'll be entering trades exactly at the moment the signal lines cross. If you don't neglect this like I did, then a good and positive result is definitely waiting for you. Well, if you found this video helpful and you're eager to try this strategy in practice, and if you're not trading with me yet, make sure to click the link. Register on Pocket Option, enter the promo code, and you'll get a 50% bonus on your first deposit. I can also let you in on a little secret that every week we hold live streams where I trade in real time. There you can get a promo code for 70 or 80. So definitely come by, subscribe to the channel, and don't miss out. And then maybe you'll snag something even better for yourself. Hit the bell, give it a like, and we'll see you in the next videos.